it's Boz, and you're checking out Stash TV on thestash.com. What up, Fiends?
What up, y'all? Stash TV, stash.com. We over here with the main man, Boz, the genius. You know what I'm saying? You're about to kick off the Dollar Dream Tour with Cole. You know what I'm saying? About to hit the road overseas. Tell me about that. Let's talk about, you know, how it is to open up for him, especially overseas, and just having that fan base that you guys got over there.
I mean, it's incredible. Cole has such a big platform on the road. You know? So as a new artist, just to be able to go out there and win the fans over on a nightly basis, like that's how you build your core, you know. I did my first shows on last year's Dollar Dream. Just come out and do lit with Cole. And then, you know, once we did What Dreams May Come, I was an opening act on that, and then we went to Europe and I was a supporting act, so my set got a little bigger. But it's just incredible, you know. First you learn so much, you know, because performing is just the confidence it takes to really control the stage. It's something you have to develop. You know, you can't just get on stage.
I mean, I can assume as much.
Right. So it was dope to be able to progress through different levels of it. You know, from one song to a 30-minute set, and then now, you know, I just wrapped up the last winter tour. I was going out and doing an hour, you know, on my own, and a lot of those fans are fans that I performed for over the past year that are like, all right, I want to see this kid again. So that's just amazing. And then Dollar Dream is all for the fans. You know what I mean? It's $1 to get in. Like, you know, Cole literally like takes huge financial L's.
I was about to say, like, how does that even work? Because it's like $1, and you know, the guy at the stature of him and the type of people that he brings out. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, and it's like full band. Band's out. You know, obviously he's bringing me out to support, and you know, just the crew, production, like everything that he put together. It's a show, like, for $1.
Like it's not a half-ass show just because it's $1. Like it's full.
It's a full-on show. It's a production for $1. And you know, he does a lot of classics, so it's just always a good time. Like the fans line up for hours, you know, before the show even starts. So it's like it's a good way to do something for the core, you know, the people that really support our movement and have always been riding for us. So, you know, it's just great to be a part of that.
Well, like you said, last year it was just kind of one song. You know, he was coming out to lit, and you know, as big as a record as that was for you, you know what I mean, it's kind of segued itself into last winter and that whole movement and being able to go out on your own and do all that type of stuff. So tell me a little bit about like the transition from just getting out and getting to perform the hit record, and the transition to being able to, like, okay, they may not know all these records, but you know, they got to learn these and whatnot. So
you know what? When I did What Dreams May Come, when I opened that tour up, there was a lot of, all right, you know, they're not gonna know a lot of these records. But it's like almost like the fun, the excitement in presenting them in a way where you can win them over. And if they don't know your records, you know, they gotta get to know you a little bit. They gotta have something to root for, in a sense. So it was just fun to get out there. Now it's all theaters, so they're literally sitting down. So it's like a lot of extra like work you gotta do, like just little subtleties of give and take between you and the crowd that I got to pick up. And last winter I just been blown away because they know all the words. I wasn't expecting to go out, you know, a month after we dropped it, and like, you know, sell out venues and have people like sing all, you know, Donk in a day. You know what I mean? It's like all these obscure records. I've just been blown away by it, man. But it's unbelievable because it took my show to another level. You know, because there's only so much you can do off of your own energy. Once the crowd starts reciprocating that, it just like boosts you up.
Takes to a whole nother level.
Right?
Absolutely.
You have to give it more. So I've had the time of my life, you know. It's just been amazing. Like obviously it's smaller crowds than like any of the Cole shows. But I'm still having like, if not more fun, like just as much fun, because the energy that they're giving back to you is just awesome.
It's incredible. No, like you said, you got records called like Donk of the Day, and like your records are very obscure, and you know, your whole marketing push, well, if you want to call it that, towards last winter was like, you know, the film about a guy who doesn't have that many fans in it, you know what I'm saying? And like, you don't seem to take yourself too terribly serious, but that kind of endears you to the fan base like that. So
you know, it is what it is. Like me and Cole used to talk about it, because you know, I had last winter done, and we're like, well, do we brand it as a mixtape, but like we're selling it on iTunes? It's all original content. And you know, there's no freestyles, you're not rapping over the beat. So it was like, yo, just call it what it is. It's an album, and the nigga don't got a lot of you know what I mean? It is what it is. So, like, it was kind of like our little like inside joke in a sense. And then we were like, yo, let's just do like a 30 for 30 school. It'd be a way for people to understand just, you know, how we feel about things, how we take ourselves. You know what I mean? It's a lot of like posturing and
yeah,
you know
absolutely.
I mean? It's a lot of like, I'm here and you're here, you know. But
and Cole kind of used to do that. I remember when I caught you guys at the theater in Madison Square Garden. And I don't know if you guys do it all the time, because I've only caught you guys a few times, but he was like, yeah, don't support him, like, don't cheer for him, don't do that.
We do that every night, because I come out, I pretty much interrupt his set and ask for a lighter, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing in here? But it's fun, you know, that's our humor, you know, like, if we're on the tour bus, we're cracking on jokes on each other all day, you know what I mean? So it's just a good way to kind of just be ourselves, you know, and still like make some marketing content out of it.
Absolutely.
So it's just staying true to yourself. You know, it's a lot of ways, you know, especially in marketing, like people can market you any way they want, and then you end up having to like portray this image that's not you. And we want to make sure that whatever we do, it's still gonna be us. You know, we're never gonna have to change it up for marketing's sake. Like, we're interested enough as people that we feel like we can market who we really are. And it's dope because the fans, one thing the fans know is honesty. You know, I think that's one thing they respect, like, over everything. If you really want to build a core fan base that's just gonna ride with you, you gotta just be honest and truthful. They'll appreciate that more than anything.
So let's talk about last winter. You know what I mean? Like, I remember a few months back, you know what I'm saying? Like, we sitting there going through those records, and like, you just telling me, like, just the names of the records were just things that just stuck out, like, so crazy to me. Like, never mind the production, never mind the lyricism or whatever. Like, every title of the record was fucking hilarious. like you had Donk of the Day, you had My Nigga Just Made Bail, you had you know, Charles the God of JFK. Like, you know what I mean? It was so visual in the titles that you had to hear the song. Like, so tell me about, you know, just the mind state of going through and being so meticulous and calling a song this and calling a song that.
Yeah, you know, it's weird because a lot of those songs, you know, came about at different times, and those are just like the titles that fit, you know, like Charles the God of JFK it was just my favorite line on the record, you know, there's no hook. I was just like, let me pick my favorite line out of it. It also means a lot because I was born in Paris, and Queens is, you know, I've been in Queens since I was 8. So I've made that trip often. And we actually just shot a video out in Paris for it. Really, really cool. I gotta send you that.
Oh, please, yeah, we should premiere that. We should premiere that on the site. Nah, but yeah, man, it's been a crazy year for you, because it's almost like, I don't want to compare your rise to Cole, where it's like, you know, the warm up kind of dropped and it was like a slow burner, and like, I feel like your crew, especially Cole and yourself and your album and stuff like that, like, you guys specialize in, okay, we'll put it out now, but, you know, slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying, they'll get it, you know what I'm saying, and I kind of see that.
With Cole, like, I even remember when his first album was coming out, and people were like, he's gonna do like 50,000, 70,000, like 220 first week, you know, and one thing, like, we preach a lot, whether it's Cole or E, but like everybody at Dreamville is you really cut your teeth on the road, you know what I mean? It's really about the road. Like, a lot of things you see online are like cool, but it's almost more like perception than fact, you know what I mean? Until you go out there and you can sell a ticket and people come out and they want to watch you perform, and you do that for, you know, like Cole was touring probably for like 2 years before his album came out. That's why, you know, like, a lot of people didn't know or didn't believe, but we saw it every night. It's like, okay, this is real and tangible, it's right here. So that's why, you know what I mean, I just love being on the road. That's how I got started, and that's how kind of our whole movement is based. And obviously that takes longer. You know, it's easier to have like the hot record that just sweeps
and just play that and
then you know, just go out. But then even with those, it's like if it's not a project, that's the thing about the warm-up or like last winter or everything, that's why we try to put out full bodies of work. Because if you put out, you know, like a hot song, it's cool, but people might not come to your show.
Absolutely,
know, to hear one song. They'll have to wait till you do a club gig. You know what I mean? But if you really want people to come to your show, you have to give them a whole body of work where they know, like, all right, I want to hear like a lot of these songs live. And that's what the warm up did, and that's what Last Winter did for me. Is really give like my core fan base something to rally around, something to be like, all right, like I have to go see this. And shout out to Ron Gilmore and DJ Moma. I've been taking them on the road with me. Ron plays keys and the key bass. You know, he's like playing 2 keys at the same time. Most killing it. We got like we really put a show together. This is my first time like really thinking about transitions. You know, all the other ones I'm opening, I might just let the track stop. With one of the fans, you know what I mean? Make the fans, you know, do some dumb shit out with me. This one's more like, you know, it's more calculated. It's a lot of transitions and drops and, you know, like acoustic sections, things of that nature. And you know, you gotta polish that road game. At the end of the day, it's like releasing something every night. You know? If you're going to a different city to people that haven't heard you, and you know, say like when I'm out on a cold tour, it's every night you're performing in front of people, even though it's the same song you did last night, they've never heard it.
Absolutely.
You know, so they go home, they're gonna follow you on whatever social media, they're gonna go download your project. So it's literally building it. It's a way slower grind, but it's like
it's more satisfying.
Really gratifying. It's really gratifying. You get to see the work every night. You know, like I can jump off stage and, you know, check my Twitter or check my downloads and see the
like, growth.
Right, see the growth. So I think that's the main thing we preach at like Dreamville is, you know, just get on the road. Like, don't worry about making a song everybody wants to hear. You know what I mean? Make the music that speaks to you and get out on the
people
road.
Connect with it. Absolutely. Well, tell me about you know, the making of the project. You know what I mean? Like, tell me, you know, what was probably an easier question I want to ask is, what is the song that speaks the most to you, if you could pick one? Because all the records on that seem extremely personal, like not in a sappy, like serious way, but it's like, you know, you're
based on real life.
Yeah, you're a real life dude. You know what I mean? You're a funny dude. You know, you don't take yourself too seriously, but everything in there is based a lot in reality. So tell me about one record that you made on Last Winter that probably speaks to you the truest.
I would say Your World is like as candid as I've gotten, and I'm learning to, you know, be more candid and kind of just keep growing as a songwriter. You know, like I think you know, we all deliver our truths like our own way, whether it's me or Cole or Omen or this new kid Kaz we just signed, who's actually from LA. We have different ways of delivering our truths. You know what I mean? I'm probably like I'm just not that emotional of a person. I'm gonna sound like, you know, but I still go through things that I want to get across, you know, as I feel them, you know. So on Your World, you know, like the first verse, I'm talking about, you know, just people in my life that it's almost like, you know, like, what are you doing to progress yourself? You're just kind of like waiting on me to make it. You know what I mean? And those are weird feelings you go through. Or even like, you know, like a girl in my life who was like, whenever I put myself in her shoes, I'm like, you probably don't want me to make it. You know what I mean? So it's weird because I don't make a lot of those records because I don't want to force them. You know, like they really have to come to me. But Your World meant a lot because on top of that, it has a really like radio friendly sound. You know? So if I can go to radio with a song that speaks so much about me, you know, that would be really gratifying as an artist, because you just want, obviously you want to cross over and reach more people, but you still want to remain yourself, and I think that track really accomplishes that. Now
for the album, did you purposely want to keep the features to a minimum? I mean, like, you only got Cole and Mac Wilds and Quick and those guys. That was something that you did on purpose, right?
That was a conscious decision because I'm already coming in with a huge cosign from Cole. You know what I mean? And everything me and Cole do is so organic, so it doesn't feel like I went and got a feature. You know? Like, it's just shit that happens in the studio with me and Cole. And then of course, like, through Cole and through Dreamville, they have a lot of, you know, relationships with a lot of artists. So like, you know, that was always on the table. Like, we can go and get
you know, so-and-so for this record or so-and-so on this record, but being that it's kind of my introduction to the world, I just wanted something that, you know, I could stand behind and be like, this is me. You know, and now it's cool because since then it's like, first of all, you don't want to work with people if there's no mutual respect.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Since then, like, a lot of people are more aware of what I do, and I'm running into people and they're like, yo, let's work, let's cook up. And it's more of how I wanted it to happen, you know, as opposed to, you know, cold calling in a favor, like, yo,
but hey, hold my man's down.
I never wanted that.
Especially since it's the first Dreamville Records project.
Right,
you know
exactly.
What I'm saying? So
everything's in house. Even Urban Washington, who features on Vacation, he's Cole's key bass player on the road. Yeah. He does the talk box, you know, for workout every night. And I'm watching him do the talk box, and I'm just like, yo, can you play that on the road? Just did that on the road. So it's just cool, you know. And Quick, obviously, he's been working with me since Quarter Water 1, and he mixes all my records. He's also a dope vocalist. Mac I met at South by Southwest. Yeah. You know, we did the same showcase, and we spoke after. He's like, yo, I love Lit, blah blah. I'm like, yo, I like the New York album that you put out. So all right, let's work when we get back. You know what I mean? So that, you know, I just like letting things happen organically. I don't think you should ever force anything.
It seems like every day, every week, every month, like more people talking about, you know, my nigga just made bail. Like people just getting on Lit, even though it's been out for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people are starting to, you know, it was featured one of the top albums of the year so far on like complex.com and like all that other stuff. So how does it feel to see, you know, that gradual growth of a project similar to, you know, the slow burn that you guys have done over time?
Yeah, I mean, it's dope because it speaks to like the testament of good music. You know, like they don't necessarily know who I am. Yeah. You know, I'm a new artist. But when music is good, you know what I mean, people gravitate towards it and they want to share it. That's the most important thing. Like, that's my favorite thing to see online is like kids like stomping for Last Winter as if they made it. You know what I mean? So you have to listen to this. Like, what are you doing? You're not listening. It's so dope that you can inspire people to do that. So I mean, we're just gonna keep at it. And then the other thing is it allows you to go on the road and make more fans, which is really the stage I'm at now. Is I have to tour more, you know, and keep. You know, it's like a campaign trail. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like a running for office.
Right, exactly.
And anytime somebody pays that $1 to see you, that's a vote.
Right, exactly. Like, you can reach people on, you know, on the internet, of course, but once you get in on a local level and really go in and you know, go out that night, meet the local DJs, you know, meet the local promoters, the guys that are really making moves in the city. Yeah. And you know, just little things like that, man. It just
Do you feel like a lot of that stuff isn't done anymore because of the internet?
Yeah, like, I think it's not so much that it's not done, but people undervalue it now. Yeah. You know? Because
they feel like, hey, I can just tweet this guy, I can send this guy an email. Right. It's not the same as, yo.
It's not the same as coming face to face with somebody, shaking hands, saying, yo, you know what I mean, let's go get a drink. Boom. You know, those are like connections. They're real life connections. That, you know, everybody wants to, you know, be appreciated and be treated like a human being. Yeah. You know, DJs are no different. You know what I mean? Just because it's part of the work we do, it doesn't mean you can't, you know, like sit down and have lunch with somebody and not even talk music. You know,
we've kicked it numerous times, haven't even talked music. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Just, you know, I feel like it's just more effective because then people get a true feel for who you are.
Absolutely.
And that makes people like want to see you win, want to ride for you. So you know, it's just cool, man. You get to go out and build with people like a real organic way.
What's next for you? I mean, after the tour is done, or you know, the video drops, like what's the next kind of steps to progressing?
Well, you know, I'm gonna open up the whole Down the Dream tour. Yeah. It's about 6 shows in the next month. I'm taking my last minute tour to Canada for a couple shows.
Nice.
Then I'm gonna come back. I'm on a couple festivals this summer, and then I'm hoping to go out in the fall. You know, hit a bunch of college campuses. You know what I mean? Do that. You know, that's such a hotbed for just growing your
That's the way to do it.
Your profile, yeah. So I really want to touch more campuses. I did a small like spring tour, and I really enjoyed it. Nice. I just saw, you know, college students really gravitate towards my music. So I just want to go out there and, you know, keep exposing people to it and record it, man. Working on this album. You know what I mean? I hope to just keep building. Obviously, I want to work Last Winter. you know, for the next like year, pretty much.
Yeah. What can you tell us about the next album that you're working on? Like, is it how far along is it?
It's so early. I mean, I have a bunch of really good references, but they're like references, you know. I haven't had enough the time that I wanted, just because we've been on the road. Like, I haven't had like that month to just, you know what I mean, go Tom Hanks Castaway.
Yeah. Go beard out.
Just be in there like mad scientist. I haven't had that opportunity yet.
Okay.
But you know, like I've had a couple of days off here and there, and the road is so inspiring that you can just come back and kind of like dump all these emotions on records.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm like just setting up these really good references with just vibes and feels and maybe like a verse and a hook, and then just trying to like build the sound and the direction, and then know like, all right, like I have to dedicate myself to these joints. But yeah, man, it's still so much about working last winter. And then the awesome thing about putting out last winter is, you know, as things change for me in my career, it just inspires all these new feelings, you know.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to tell like the next chapter of the story.
Okay.
But yeah, man, hopefully we can keep doing what we're doing. Keep building the profile for last winter, keep getting it out there, and then come back next year with, you know, one of the more anticipated albums. That's my goal.
Nice, nice. How have you been? How close have you been working with Cole on his new work? Have you been like? Man,
this is like the most excited I've been for a Cole album in a long time.
Yeah.
Cole project.
Yeah.
Simply because I haven't been around. I don't even know what he's doing. You know what I mean? I'm so used to being in the studio and seeing songs, you know,
come together
like every step of the way, you know. But to
you got your own thing going on now,
the whole polished thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After it's been like polished and buffed and mixed, as opposed to like kind of knowing where it's going, like I get.
That's how you get the chitlins when it's done already.
Right.
Like, you don't get to see it like when it's ugly and making it up.
Exactly. I'm excited because I get to just be a fan again and really just anticipate like hearing it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, man, but he's been working.
Dope.
He's been working.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Well, final question I want to ask about is tell me about Kaz, the new guy. I guess he just announced it on Friday.
Yeah. He's actually from out here, from LA.
Nice.
Super dope lyricist, man. Like he's got a project coming out, Cause and Effect. That's gonna be fire. I just heard a couple tracks. I'm gonna be on there. Actually, we just did a record this week.
Nice.
Got out here. Yeah.
Dope.
So I'm gonna be on that. Yeah, man. I think he's gonna put out a sampler like real soon for that.
Dope.
I don't know the date on it, but definitely look out for that. Cause and Effect. Omen's dropping Elephant Eyes soon too. He's just been working with it on it in Cole Studio, him and Ron. So you know, everyone's working, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of inspiring things going on. You know, like I'm like happy to say that. Like I really like am inspired by everyone in the camp. You know, and what they're doing. Like it's a lot of like quality music being put together. So yeah, man, Dreamville, we're looking to have a good year, bro.
I can see that. Perfect. Well, it's always good catching up with you, brother. We'll catch up next Sunday Palooza.
Yeah, I'm in there. My man had to head his jetpack.
Yes, with the proton.
Oh, yeah, I need one of those.